Okay, here we are looking at the grammar notes for Unit 11. These are very long, so I'm going to be doing a video clip for each of the 8 sections. First of all, we're looking at number 1. The basic idea here is that there are 2 ways to report speech, direct speech and indirect speech. And as I think I've said before, this problem is not too serious in everyday conversation, but it becomes very important in formal writing. When you start doing college level writing or reports for work or something like that, you end up using indirect speech a lot, and it's important to be able to do it correctly. Direct speech, which is also called quoted speech, is the exact words or thoughts of someone speaking or thinking. It's enclosed in quotation marks here and is often introduced by a reporting verb such as asked, claimed, stated, told, and wondered. There are many of these reporting verbs, and these are just some of the examples. Okay, she said, for example, and you see the comma here. With reported speech, you introduce the quotation with a comma, and then the exact words that she said are in quotation marks. I want to talk about ways to avoid verbal conflict. And here is an example with a question where you would often use asked. The man asked, and there's a comma to introduce the exact question that he asked. Does the bill include service? Indirect speech, which is also called reported speech, is someone's report of direct speech, and it does not contain the exact words of the speaker and is not enclosed in quotation marks. Indirect speech reports what a speaker said in a noun clause or phrase, introduced by a reporting verb. And here are examples. Let's go back and look at the direct speech we saw. She said, I want to talk about ways to avoid verbal conflict. When you change that to indirect speech, she said, this is past tense, that she wanted, so you have to change the tense to match the past tense, to talk about ways to avoid verbal conflict. This is what happens with the question then. If we go back and look, this was the exact question. Does the bill include service? And the man asked, and here I've got this if because it's a yes-no question, and I've got the bill included. I changed the past to the past tense to match this past tense. Well, that's a typo I'll have to fix. Okay, if a statement is reported, the noun clause can be introduced by that. So the teacher said that we would have a test next week. These are examples that I've put in. Then if it's a question that's reported, the noun clause can be introduced by if or whether. If or whether or not are used to report the noun clause where it's a yes-no question. Okay, I don't know if the test will cover adjective clauses. Here's the noun clause. I can also use I don't know whether the test will cover adjective clauses. Or you could say I don't know whether or not the test will cover adjective clauses. Okay, then if it's a WH question word, then that turns up in the noun clause. I didn't ask her what the test would cover. Here I've got past tense and then past tense. Tomorrow we need to ask her. Now I'm using present tense. So the noun clause will have present tense, will have future. I don't go to would because I've got present tense here. But this is what the noun clause looks like. We need to ask her what will be on the test. Back here again, this was present tense, so I don't change it to would. Okay, be careful you don't use quotation marks in indirect speech. Okay, John said that he would be there. You would never say John said he would be there with quotation marks. And the 2 stars means that it's wrong. If you want to use quotation marks, you have to do it this way with direct speech, with a comma and then the quotation marks. And that's direct speech. John said, I will be there.